You know, I don't really look at spec sheets when I look at my next motorcycle. I mean, 20.7 horsepower for this Honda GB350, so clearly power is not really a thing. And I don't really look at all the other spec sheets, and I always go with a bike on feel. But there is one spec that I always have to think about. You see, being a little bit shorter in the leg at 5'7" and a 29-inch inseam, you see seat heights are always a bit of an issue with me, but not all seats are created equally. You see, my Triumph Speedtwin 1200 that I had before this had an 800 and I think it's 805mm seat height, or it might be 800, don't quote me on that, I'll put it up on the screen. But I could pretty much flat foot that. This GB350 has an 800mm seat height, so you would say it's about the same as the Speedtwin, but yet I can't flat foot this. Now let me jump on the bike and I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, I'm on the balls of my feet on both sides, and actually this bike actually is quite tall. Whereas on the Speedtwin, it was much easier for me to get both feet flat on the floor, although they both have exactly the same seat height. So what is causing that? Well, with the GB, it has a very wide seat where it meets the tank over there, you see. And that's what pushes your legs out a little bit further and actually makes the reach shorter. And anyone who's ridden motorcycles for a long time, you know that pretty much any motorcycle, the seats are never the most comfortable thing. And it's one of the first things people upgrade, particularly on things like modern classics. Touring bikes, yes, okay, of course, there's a few bikes which, you know, the stock seats are a lot more comfortable, but not so much on modern classics. And it's one of the first things you sort of upgrade if you want to do longer distances. These bikes aren't really designed for it. So today, I'm hoping to sort out two things. First of all, the reach to the floor, and second of all, the comfort. Let's head back to the garage and I want to show you something. And as if by magic, we're back in the garage. This parcel took 2 weeks to come, which I don't think is too bad, all the way from India. And this is hopefully going to rectify both the comfort and the seat height issue. Now, I'm not overly confident on the seat height side. The Honda GB, as I said, has quite a wide seat, but also it has the panels are quite wide, so it pushes your feet out a bit. So, but what they did say on the website is that this seat is ideal for shorter riders. So let's open her up together, and I actually haven't had a look at it yet. So let's see what this looks like.
It's been a long week trying to make ends meet.
There you go. So it comes with this little cover because what they do say is the seat is not fully waterproof. So from Sahara Seats, quite well packaged, I think. So I see online a lot of people ask questions about Sahara Seats and question whether what they like, whether they're legit. Obviously people are always a bit wary about ordering stuff from overseas, particularly all the way from India, and also the fact that once you've ordered it, you can't really return. But not too bad. I think this took 2 weeks to arrive, all the way from India. Didn't pay any customs on it, which was handy. And depending on the configuration you go, they're about £200, and it sort of goes up depending on what you want. So the one thing I didn't bother with is you can have the logo at the back. I chose not to bother with that. It was an extra £10 or something like that. Obviously the stitching, I wanted minimal, so I went with black stitching, but you can have different color stitching. You can have red, pretty much any color you want, really. If we just have a look at the bottom, you can see it's all based on the fiberglass shell. it all should fit quite nicely, I think. So this is what they call the Brat seat, and on their website they explain this is the best for shorter riders. What I did opt for is there is a gel pad in the front here for the rider. You can add one for the passenger as well, so that should also increase comfort. So whether this is more comfortable than the stock seat, we'll soon find out. But let's get her on the bike and see what she looks like. I think she looks pretty nice. I'm quite impressed with that. That's pretty decent quality, I think. So to remove the seat, all you need is one of these, Hex 6 socket bit, and it's pretty simple. On the GB, there's two at the back here.
This feeling, I don't know my right from my wrong. Maybe we should lay low tonight, slow down for a little.
So let's compare the two seats together. So as you can see, let's stick them up on the top of each other.
We're about to get our minds right.
Yeah, I guess the main difference is obviously underneath the stock seat you've got space, and then you've got the little toolkit which I didn't realise was there. So you're going to have to find somewhere else to stash that, whereas you might not have that. But actually, if you look under the seat, there's so much space in here, you could actually probably put that toolkit in here and it wouldn't be too much of an issue. Alright, let's get her on. So it's just a matter of sliding it on. So it's got the same little connections. I definitely think it looks pretty good. Right, let's get on the road and let's see what she's like to actually sit on and ride. Right, so let's ignore the slight continuity error. Obviously I filmed the intro to this video a few days ago when it was cloudy outside, and today we've got sunshine. So I just took a short little ride down to this sort of filming spot just to kind of, just compare. And although I think the seat looks absolutely fantastic, has it made much difference for seat height? I don't think it has, to be honest. If anything, I think it's actually slightly taller. So I think the fact that they call this seat good for shorter riders, I think what they mean is it still gives you a bit more height, but it's not as high as their other seats, for example. Comfort-wise, it's hard to tell with a brand new seat because obviously you've still got to wear it in, and it's got a gel pad and everything, but I wouldn't say it's much more different compared to the original seat. It definitely feels maybe a little bit more, I don't know, padded, I guess would be the word. Now you got to remember, the other seat has about 2,500 miles on it. Not all of that has been me sitting on it, so I don't know who rode the bike before me, but that seat's probably bedded in quite well, whereas this is a brand new seat I've just put it on. But I think it actually really improves the look of the bike. Now the one thing I have noticed with the seat, these side panels stick out quite a bit. So actually on the original seat, the seat kind of covered it, so your legs kind of dropped down the side. What I've noticed is now when you're sitting on this seat, it's a little bit thinner in the middle. So it's not as wide as it was when it's reaching the seat. So as you can see, these panels here on the side just push your legs out slightly. So do I think it's a worthy upgrade? Do I think it's worth £200 of your money? I guess if you're looking to change the look of the bike, maybe it's worth it. But from a comfort standpoint, I mean, the seat looks lovely. I think it looks much better than the stock seat. But from a comfort point of view, I'd say it's neutral. I said I haven't actually, there's not enough difference. I guess time will tell. We'll keep it on the bike, we'll see. I might just go back to the stock seat and be happy with that. Guys, if you've stuck around this long, I really appreciate you hanging out. Please consider hitting that subscribe and that like button. Apparently it helps the channel grow. And we'll keep going, more content, and we've got another bike coming. But time will tell. And I guess if people ask questions in the comments, I'll know that you watched to the end of this video. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.